Welcome to the Leaders Insights podcast. Today's episode, Privacy Enhancing Technologies in Practice, a CDO playbook. Everyone's been promising privacy without pain for a decade. You're telling me it finally works. What changed?
The maths didn't change. It got cheap enough to run in production. Homomorphic encryption, which lets you compute on data while it stays scrambled, used to be 1,000 times slower than plaintext. By 2026, it's roughly 10 to 50 times slower for the operations banks actually care about. That's the difference between a research demo and a nightly batch job.
10 times slower still sounds like a tax I'd refuse to pay.
You don't apply it everywhere, so that's the mistake CDOs make. You apply it to the one dataset that's blocking a deal. Concrete case, 2 European banks wanted to spot money laundering rings that span both institutions, but neither could legally show the other its customer records. They used secure multi-party computation, a technique where several parties jointly compute a result without any of them seeing the other's raw inputs. They found shared suspicious networks without either bank ever exposing a single account number.
Convenient story. Who's paying you to tell it?
Nobody on that one. It's public. That's the Swedish and Dutch bank consortiums. Where I'd flag the source is the performance numbers. When a vendor like Duality or Inveil quotes you a 15 times overhead, assume it's their friendliest benchmark on their favorite chip. Run your own test on your own query before you sign anything.
So the lesson isn't buy the shiny cryptography. What is it?
Sequence, not shopping. The durable principle the good operators already internalized. Privacy technology fails when you lead with the technology. You lead with the specific analytics program that's currently stalled in legal review. Find the query your data scientists can't run because compliance said no. That's your first deployment. Everything else is a science project.
Give me the first 3 moves, then in order.
1. Inventory where analytics is actually blocked, not theoretically risky, blocked with a named business owner waiting. 2. Match each block to the lightest possible tool. Sometimes that's not fancy crypto at all. It's differential privacy, which adds carefully calibrated statistical noise so no single person can be identified in the output. The U.S. Census used it in 2020, and the world didn't end.
And 3?
3. Prove it on one pipeline before you write a policy. Every CDO who wrote the enterprise-wide privacy strategy first, then went looking for use cases, is now maintaining a slide deck nobody reads. Ship one working thing.
Healthcare's the harder case, though. Lives, not just fines.
And it's where the payoff is biggest. Take federated learning, where a model travels to each hospital's data and trains locally, so the patient records never leave the building. Auken ran this across cancer centers to predict treatment response. The data stayed put. The model got smarter. 10 years ago, that collaboration would have died in a data transfer agreement that took 18 months to negotiate.
But federated learning leaks. Researchers keep showing you can reconstruct patient data from the model updates.
Correct, and that's exactly why you don't treat any of these as a single silver bullet. You combine them. Federated learning to keep the data home, plus differential privacy on the updates, so the leakage you just described is mathematically bounded. The CDOs who get burned are the ones who deployed one technique, called it private, and put it in the annual report.
What's the failure mode you see most in 2026?
Theater. Buying a privacy platform to wave at the regulator, then never measuring whether it actually reduced re-identification risk. A regulator, the Irish Data Protection Commission say, doesn't want your architecture diagram. They want your evidence that you tested it and know the residual risk. If you can't put a number on how private is, you've bought a comfort blanket.
So what does the CDO do Monday morning?
Pull the list of analytics requests your legal team killed in the last year. Pick the one with a business owner still angry about it. That single blocked project, not a strategy document, is your entire roadmap for the first deployment.
That's your 5. The full CDO track, structured, no fluff, is at mba-training.com.